Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just for a few seconds. The question that I'm addressing, so this is what I was thinking, and I just figured I'd record it. It might be quicker, easier for you to see. Um, Sorry, this old lesson. Come on, go back. Okay, so we have the x cubed plus x squared minus 2x minus 1. And so here's my issue. So I'm thinking that if I put these two together, the x cubed and a negative 1, if I rearrange this would be x cubed minus 1, and then obviously plus x squared minus 2x. And I started this after realizing factor by grouping is not going to work. So again, this would give me a cubic factorization, so x minus 3, because I can treat this as x cubed minus 1 cubed. And so x minus 3, and this is x squared plus 3x plus 9. And that would be the factorization for that part. And then here I would do plus x. I take that back. Minus x. And this would end up being x minus 2 if I factor out the x. Actually, no, this would be x plus 2. Right? Because that would give me... No, it has to be plus here. So this would give me plus x squared. And then this has to be negative. So this would give minus 2 here. And that would still result in negative 2. So then I ended up with the factors. Let me see what I have here. I don't know why I ended up with 1. Oh, because I wrote x minus 3. That's why. I'm sorry. My mistake. X cubed minus 1. Wow, that was nice. So this is not correct. This is x minus 1, 1x, so just 1, and then plus 1. So I ended up with this as an answer, which I have here. Again, I showed it briefly. And I thought, well, maybe I can factor that way. So I'm battling, because then I'm thinking, well, leading coefficient, if I do x cubed plus x squared, and again, this is minus 2x minus 1. Leading coefficient 1, ending coefficient 1, so I'm starting to think, well, maybe I can divide by 1. So in this case, with a negative 1 factor, I can possibly use synthetic division, 1, 1, negative 2, negative 1, since they're all in nice exponent order. So if I drop down the 1, this negative 1 times 1 is negative 1, and then added this 0. This is 0, this is negative 2. Negative 1 times negative 2 is 2, and I get a remainder of 1. So my next new factor, so that means that this would be x plus 1. This is already telling me that maybe I should be using positive 1 instead. So I'm going to stop this. And let's do this with plus 1 is my point. If I do x with a plus 1 instead, so that this factor is negative, which is what I have in the original factorization, I drop the 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 and 1 is 2. 1 times 2 is 2. Which gives me a 0. 1 times 0 is 0. And I still get a negative 1. So that means that one of my factors is x minus 1 given this, right? And then the other factor, this now becomes 1x squared plus 2x. And then I have a remainder of 1. What is going on with me today? Plus 2x. I have nothing here, so that's a 0. And again, I can factor this out, where this is x parentheses x plus 2. But I have a remainder of 1. So here's a minus 1. So I'm on the struggle bus with this, because this is being my remainder. I don't know if I'm better off with just using the mix of, or the pairing of these two to explain this or not. I'm not quite sure. But the factor does come together. This part comes together. It seems like this part comes together, but I don't know about this part. All right. Anyway, so that was my question. I'm lost. And I know this. There's I believe a